Previously, on Talk That Talk. One of the things that stood out to me, and Kuan, you're a percussionist. Maybe I saw it a little differently than maybe the average person. I don't know. But there was, in both battles that I saw, there was a portion where the drum lines, battled each other. And it made me think, to the degree of like, we know what a flam is, we know what a stroke is, a double stroke, blah blah blah. We know what cheeses are. Like, we know all of these things, right? When you battle another drum line, you're trying to make sure it's as clean as possible, correct? Maybe I see it differently. So if what I was thinking while watching that, if you have two drum lines battling each other and they understand what a standard of a clean drum line is, why doesn't that translate to the horn players? Why is it okay for the horn players to do whatever it is they want to do, how they want to do it? Attacks and releases, all bad, anywhere they want to. But if you see the drum lines line up, they actually have common sense to say that this is unacceptable.
I don't know, bro. I'm just I don't know. Like I've been so upset the last 3 days because this has been on every band, African American band forum possible. Like nonstop. And as we go on this show, Real Talk today, I'm dropping names. I might as well. I ain't got nothing to lose. I don't have a dog in any fight. But until as a community of people who say we love this craft, we gonna have to come together and honestly have low-key a black delegation moment to discuss what is our standard as a people musically. What is our standard? And I know I'm looking in the comments that says diversity is the arrangements. That's about it. With all due respect, that's not good enough for me.
But I would even highly disagree with that, and that's Jared, that's my guy. But I would even disagree with that, because one of the things that bothered me watching it is all the arrangements
sound the same,
damn near the same.
Yep, loud.
I mean, it's not even just loud. It's first of all, I am baffled, and I know Rick brought this up on the show once before. As a matter of fact, Rick wanted me to relay a message to everybody. All of it was trash. That's what he said. That's what he said. I'm relaying his message. But Rick brought this up on the show once before. It baffles me the amount of euphonium players that are outnumbering melodic voices. Like, that for me is baffling to me. Like, it's like 20 euphonium players, 25 euphonium players, and be like 20 trumpet players. How is that okay? How do we say that is now the standard, right? But yeah, I think the arrangements are exactly the same. In the sense that we got to continue to write these euphonium parts to get high B flat, high A flat. We got to write these mellophone parts where they sound like second trumpet. We got to try to make sure all of the trumpets are trying to scream for every single note that they can, and there is no release.
No hangover. As much as you want to, for as long as you want to, the whole damn band stopped playing, but them niggas still screaming though. I was like, what the hell is? And
I'm gonna say this, and I have to say this as a screamer, someone who was a screamer in the Dizzy-Act section back in the quote unquote what people call the golden days of Legion. As a screamer during that time, did we hit the hangover, Daddy? Yes, we did. I'm not even gonna act like we didn't. There's a limit though. Like,
not now. No, not based on what I saw.
At some point, there is a limit. There is a point to where you say, you know what, this is we can do it here, but we ain't gonna do it everywhere. It's like there's just no regard for anything. Now, I will say this, because I'm not gonna say everything is bad, right? Or are we gonna say all bad? I do want to give a shout out to the Golden Triangle Mass Band. I definitely want to give a shout out to them. And the reason why I want to give a shout out to them, and we're going to bring this up later on the show. The reason why I want to give a shout out to them is from what I could visually see with my eye, most of them were high schoolers. They weren't 30-year-olds, about to be 30-year-olds, trying to crank it up to relive their glory days. Those were mostly high schoolers. As a matter of fact, one of the assistants that was working with them was one of my former assistants. But, there are some other things in that I will discuss later. But, I know him. I know one of the other directors that's over here. He was my former student. But I want to give a big shout out to them because of the fact that from the visual eye, most of them were high schoolers. But here's another question to jump from the same question. What do we count as musicianship? Maybe they see musicianship as another thing. Maybe musicianship in the mass band sector is different from what we consider musicianship. So how do we define musicianship? Kuan just keep going like, I don't know. Anybody can go. It don't matter.
You should be utilizing the instrument. I mean, you can test the limits of an instrument, but if you're completely doing the entire song or entire day in areas that aren't meant for the horn, that's a problem to me. And a lot of this stuff, it's so focused and it's written so, so loud that it barely sounds like the song. Some of it, when they played it, it wasn't until like the announcer said what it was that I knew what the song was. Like, isn't the goal to sound like the song? Or no, I'm wrong.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm old, so I don't know none of these songs anyway. I'm going to be honest with you. I probably recognize maybe three or four songs per group, but I'll tell you now, I'm old.
No, it's not a lot that I'm gonna know, but the ones that I know, like I shouldn't have to wait for the announcer to tell me what it is.
Well, yeah.
Like what's going on here? So I don't know. Maybe it is different. Maybe I don't understand.
So we speak about diversity. Most of the songs are written in the same keys: C minor, B flat minor, F minor. And I think I heard one that was in D minor. It's really it. We speak about diversity. We speak about the question dealing with musicality, right? In an ensemble, even though you're playing different parts, the reality is everybody matters. But we all know from a fundamental aspect is whoever has the melody is the Michael Jackson at that time. Everybody else is the Jackson 5. Some of that, when you have trombone chords so loud to where you lose the melody, that's a problem. When your French horns, like when they hit that D and above, whatever that note is, D and above, and it drowns out. I mean, I'm a band head to the point where it's like sometimes every now and then it's like you gotta quote unquote drop your nuts and be like, damn, but then you gotta pull it back too. Like, come on. Like some of it, y'all, this may be the one show that I'm absolutely quiet. Because I don't know what to say. And I'll leave it at that.